This video has been long overdue, and quite frankly, whatever your opinion is on the matter, we can all agree that we definitely need to update these systems that we will be discussing in this video. First, the intro.
We're too good on this fine Sunday morning, bruh!
Now I've said this time and time again, and I'll keep saying it until it finally happens. We need a private matchmaking, custom matchmaking system in the game. I'm still baffled at how they promoted this game with a full-on tournament and had a system to match up the correct teams with each other in a bracket, only to remove such feature before release. So many players would greatly benefit from this feature, and not just the competitive side either. But that's just an indirect solution that would only greatly reduce the issue we are discussing in this video: rage quitting. Now first off, none of us are strangers to the forbidden close app no jutsu. We've all experienced it for years, and on other games as well. In fact, I bet the first time someone closed app on you was from another game before Shinobi Striker. So if this is a problem in any online game you play, why hasn't anything been done? Actually, many games have different solutions for this, whether that be to temporary ban or humiliation. These games penalize the offender or reward the other player for following through. What does Shinobi Striker do, you ask? Not a damn thing. Well, not anything of significance. Even worse, the team who was winning doesn't even get the points for the match. Just on the game, racking up hours for free, man. Equivalent to standing in the lobby for 10 minutes, just doing emotes. And worst part about it, your stat card is negatively affected once you return to the lobby. Your overall win rate drops, and the minutes of your playtime are still adding up. All the while, the team who hopped off the game to take no penalty whatsoever, though they have tried to update this to where you lose a letter grade in Ninja World League. Like our Ninja World League rank is anything to be proud of. But wait, it gets better. This game specifically, players in the community justify using this forbidden technique and even encourage using the forbidden close app no jutsu. Here's an excerpt from a conversation I had with an expert on this subject, and we both brought up valid points. From here, you can see my point of view and the difference of opinion. The context is as follows. A few months ago, I did a collab with fellow content creator The Devastator, and the theme of my video was that we worked so well together, players just hopped off the game instead of taking the full ass whooping we were handing out. Simple, right? Well, then we head into the comment section and things get pretty intense.
Yo, gotta say, I like the collab cause both your vids nice. But I gotta say, it's real cringe how all the Shinobi Striker YouTubers gas themselves up by saying, we had people disconnecting all night, when they be force stacking with all no life ranks and using full cheese with water pillar, majestic, etc. Anyway, going up against all that is literally impossible when the other team of randos always has at least one breadstick, no comms, and probably aren't meta whoring all their loadouts. Just my take on it. Aside from that, nice collab. You two should make more vids like this.
You gotta admit, closing app is worse than using meta. Why purposely disconnect ranked matches knowing it will mess up with the winning team's grind? And of course, you already know how we get down. I had to point it out this time because it was happening more than normal. Guess people really hate Kamui Bond.
Hidden Rose. Using meta isn't the reason to DC. Using all the above cheese is. There's literally no way to beat it because breadstick randos and the endless number of advantages the other team has.
I disagree. The only reason to disconnect is if a player is cheating or glitching. Everyone has access to the same moves for the most part. I just like using cheese or meta as much as anyone, and even avoid using it outside of playing some serious matches. But again, there's no excuse for players to close app on someone who is using the intended mechanics. They bought the game and should play it however they want, right? Using meta is better than cheating or closing app.
And I disagree because, well, I'm sure you'd say that because you're always on the super advantage end of every battle. But try playing comp all season in solo and it's a whole other experience where you can actually lose because you wouldn't have every single advantage in the book. Not saying you're not a good player, but every game in such a way where you literally can't lose, then shitting on people who solo queue and have to deal with that god-awful matchmaking on top of all the plethora of cheese groups like yours do is not at all their fault. Solo queue is trying to find a non-BS match over meta-riding 4-stack, sweaty comp, trash-talking cheese. The game isn't fun if you need that much reassurance of winning.
It's not the solo queuer's fault for the bad matchmaking, but it also isn't the 4-stack either. And more specifically, regardless of what the 4-stack of high-level prestige players run, they will still demolish solo queuers 8 to 10 times. So do solo players get to close app just because they're losing to an experienced 4-stack? When you start justifying closing app because of how people play, then you lower the bar every single time you're put at a disadvantage. There are players who will close app just because of a mistake they made running to an enemy flag solo. So I say again, unless the enemy is deliberately cheating or glitching, it is never okay to dashboard just because of some choice you made to not get a team, to not run optimal jutsu in ranked. And to reiterate, neither the solo queuer or the 4-stack have any control over the matchmaking.
You just proved my point. The 4-stack never wins because of experience. It's because they have every advantage of being in a 4-stack, even without the cheese, which they always use cheese anyways. All that so-called experience goes down the drain when you're not hiding behind a 4-stack that actually does something unlike randos. It's so easy for you to take that stance because you're always the one with 100 advantages and always playing with 3 other no-life, flexing on kids and breadsticks while having the bigger heads about it.
Okay, maybe you don't know me. You should probably watch my videos and streams on my channel because then you will know that I solo queue and play with subscribers, never with comms, more than anything. And that's the worst, is when people with your mindset close app on my team while I'm solo queuing and I'm left with the 3v4. So it's not only affects the 4-stack just trying to play the game, but us solo players who look forward to the challenge of an uphill battle. So yes, I agree that matchmaking could be better, and yes, there are sweaty 4-stacks who never tick off meta, but no, they should not be penalized for playing the game's intended mechanics, and no, closing app is not okay. That's the point. No matter what ifs, ands, or buts you try to write, there is nothing other than cheating that justifies closing app. It's not fair for the other player solo queuing or the other team.
For the majority of your videos, you're the last person who does the uphill battles. And don't speak for us actual solo queuers. I've never said anything about DCing first, but every time I'm up against your sweaty 4-stack cheese types of groups and my team is AFK all game, happens all the time by the way, or leaves, then I'm never bothered to stay. People with your mindset are the worst because you're always playing the easiest battles possible where it's impossible to lose. Then you still use BS cheese like multi-water pillar, then teabag after every kill. I've seen this so many times, and all this would be done while your team jerks each other off about how you're so good because you beat random bronzes with no skill. It's sad watching those videos, but people just want guaranteed wins instead of skill-based matches.
Link one of my videos in the last year where I'm teabagging, gloating, or even showcasing my gameplay with the 4-stack against randoms, and I'll wait. All my build videos are solo queue, duo queue, or in survival mode. Most of my matches I showcase are solo or 4v4. At least use facts when speaking on my name. I'm not the average sweat, and I got the stripes to back it up. Stay on topic and stop name calling because it doesn't help your point at all. I've been clear and concise on my stance. Instead of placing blame on the people playing the game, your anger should be directed towards the developers. Because at the end of the day, all the solo players can be upset at a 4-stack, but the entire 4-stack and your solo teammates will be upset at that one person who bails on the team. Those who abandon their comrades are worse than scum.
You obviously wouldn't post those videos because that showcased bad sportsmanship, so that argument is invalid. What I said is that you're the type to do those things, and that still stands as shown in the video trashing actual solo queuers. Maybe it's just the chance that I've watched successive videos of you 4-stacking solo queuers out of all your vids, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there. I'm not the average sweat, and I got the stripes to back it up. That's hella cringe, man. And despite whatever you consider stripes, all I'm saying is that you shouldn't shit on actual solo queuers for being completely screwed and not having fun when they're up against the sweatiest of clans. These messages weren't to attack you directly, as mentioned before. The vast majority of SS YouTubers do this cringe too. And regarding that Naruto quote, again, I
just capped? Bruh, how you gonna say from a majority of my videos, but then turn around and say I wouldn't post those type of videos? Like, what is going on here, man? Anyways, I know this conversation got kind of heated at the end, but he brought up some valid points and I brought up some valid points. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Is it ever okay to close app? My stance is it's only okay to close app if people are cheating. But other than that, just stay there and hold your L, man. You're pretty much abandoning your teammates if you're solo queuing and you close up against the force deck. So with that being said, let me go ahead and let Kakashi just wrap this thing up, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
In the ninja world, those who break the rules are scum. That's true. But those who abandon their friends are worse than scum.